Hey, what's going on, guys? It's some guy here, and I know this isn't the video you guys were expecting right away, but for now, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a small plasma cutter using nothing more than four 9-volt batteries, aluminum foil, two wires, one positive and one negative, four alligator clips, and a piece of lead. So, without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your four 9-volt batteries here, right there, 9-volt. It doesn't really matter what kind you use, 9-volt, any kind is fine. And then what you want to do is at the top you can see there's a positive outlet and a negative outlet. So what you want to do is you want to line them up in sequence where the positive and the negatives are being connected like so. Then when you have that, you just connect them, so in the end you get something more or less like this. Nothing too fancy. And what you want to do is on your positive outlet, you want to connect your positive wire with the alligator clip, and that connects to a piece of lead, like this. And then you get your negative outlet, and you connect that to the aluminum foil, like that. And any aluminum foil would do, or any kind of metal would do, but the aluminum foil really works well just because it's very thin, and it's very easy for the plasma to cut through. And just to kind of clarify, the way that it really works is the four batteries are kind of charging each other up, sending the electricity through. The negative wire connecting to the aluminum, it doesn't really have too much of a charge to begin with. But then when you take the positive wire and you connect it to the lead, all of the energy from the batteries are being stored into the lead, more or less. Most of the energy is being stored into the lead. So you get that once it touches the aluminum foil, like so. It's not connected right now, but once it touches like that, when it's all connected, you get the reaction, and what it's doing is it's completing a circuit, essentially, and because it's connected to all these four batteries, or any battery will do, because it's being stored up here, it gets so hot in here because of all the electrons running up and down the piece of lead trying to get out, but can't, and then when you complete the circuit, plasma is created from all the heat. And when you're doing this experiment, if you're using these batteries, you shouldn't be too bad. But I'm not using these batteries. No, I'm showing you guys something a little different. I'm showing you guys something a lot different, actually, and I'll show you guys in a second. So what I'm using here is I'm using a battery from a scooter, like an electric bike, scooter, whatever you want to call it. So this battery here has about 45 volts in total. The batteries that we were using here, they had about 35.4 volts, but the volts aren't what really caused the reaction itself. What caused the reaction is the amps. Now, I don't have anything to tell you how many amps are in this, but definitely a lot more than those batteries. So now I'll show you guys how to set this up. So you got your alligator clamp here, and you are going to get little burns on the alligator clamp, some damage to it. The alligator clamp here is actually melted a little bit. So you want to take your lead here. I have a longer piece of it just to show you guys. So I'm going to attach this here. It's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm using one hand for the camera and one hand for the everything else. I don't really have a stand or anything to use. Maybe if I just do this enough, it'll connect itself. Okay, so unfortunately what ended up happening, and I didn't realize this until later, is the alligator clamp that I'm using actually kind of melted shut. So this is me kind of showing you guys what I actually have here for this. As you can see, there's a bit of, this is a lot heavier than it looked, by the way. There's a bit of electrical tape here kind of keeping this all together, and what you want to do this is for this anyway, what I have here is, oh, I did not do that right. The whole thing just ripped. Hold on. So what you want to do is you want to take your electric tape and kind of have it set up the way that I do. And God, I can't get this. Oh, because it's two different strips of tape. That explains why. Anyway, what you want to do is here, it's just kind of exposing what I have here. I have the clip here, right here, and then I have an eraser here separating the positive and the negative clip. Just because if you have them connected, if they connect together, you're going to get quite the reaction that you don't want. That reaction is going to leave you with, well, you won't get too bad of a shock, but it will definitely be surprising. It won't be a very fun reaction. So I'm gonna attempt to kind of unclamp these, unmelt this from it. You guys get to see me unmelt this kind of thing. I say unmelt. What I'm trying to say is like kind of separate this. I can kind of bring it a bit closer to see if you guys will be able to see it. Not sure. Well, you can kind of see, but the brown kind of here, it's all kind of fused together, and that was not supposed to happen. So my attempt now is to attempt to dislodge. There we go. So now it works. So now we're going to get to the fun stuff, don't you worry. Okay, so now as you can see, we have the lead attached. So let's just kind of see what we get here. Yeah, there we go. And that's the reaction you get. It's quite a cool little reaction that you get here. It's not going to be this exciting when you use the 9-volt batteries, unfortunately. But as you can see, I'm going to use an example. Don't do what I just did, which is not very smart. You don't want to touch this clip right here when it's active, just because you're not going to shock yourself, but it gets extremely hot. So I used this coin beforehand, and now I'm going to show you guys. So as you can see, it's actually kind of got some graphite or lead melted to it. It's all kind of been melted down onto it just because of the heat itself. So now, ooh, that's another bad thing. Do not touch the lead. You thought the alligator clip would be hot. The lead's even hotter. Okay, so now this is the side that's not melted. So now we're gonna attempt, I should probably bring it a bit closer. Hold on. Here we go. So now I'm gonna touch the lead to the alumina, to the dime. Sorry, I can't speak. Not as exciting as I would have thought it would have been. Oh. You kind of have to get it a bit started to start with. Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, there we go. So, as you can see, already we get quite the reaction. It's actually starting to burn through the dime itself, and you can also see that the lead is starting to kind of melt. So when it gets really hot, by the way, you really do want to be safe. So when doing it with a battery like that, you want to use something like these, just because like any kind of glass, like any kind of eye protection will work. Just because you don't want to end up hurting yourself, because there have been instances where the lead got so hot that it just kind of shattered from the heat itself. So you don't want that to happen and not have any kind of protection on your eyes, because you are not going to have a fun time. You're going to have quite the opposite fun. But as you can see, it's very bright as well, so you also want something like just kind of shading your eyes. Right now I'm using my phone. For me, it's not as bad because of the phone. I don't see the full extent of the plasma. It's very, very bright. It's like looking directly at, say, lightning, as if lightning were going off. But we're definitely getting something here. So if you guys are making this experiment at home, you can do it with the aluminum foil. You can do it with spare change if you wanted to. You don't want to use spare change. You can find any other metal. I had an aluminum can somewhere around here, and it worked on certain parts of the cans, but not others, which was interesting to me. But yeah, we get quite the reactions here. So very cool. I know I'm kind of rambling, but it baffles my mind on how simple it is to make with just a big battery, some wires. You don't really need pliers. I just use them because, well, you kind of need them to attach these, but hopefully you can get a wire that already has like clamps like that. But I use these just to kind of unmelt the alligator clip, and if you wanted to be really safe, I mean, you could probably just kind of use the pliers to do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, but you also want to make sure that your wires in here do not touch at all. If they touch, then you're going to be in for quite a bad time. But yeah, we have a nice, we have a plasma cutter with household items. I don't know, the wires don't really seem household. You'd be surprised with how many excess stuff you can find the wires with. The batteries, not a lot of people have 9-volt batteries, but still, you get this really cool reaction here. I'm going to see if I can show you guys what happens if the lead explodes. I'm a little afraid. I'm going to try it on the coin. It seems to work a little better. I'm a little afraid, if you can't tell. I think I'm missing the coin. No, I'm not. I can't keep it on it, though. Yeah, the whole piece of lead just lit up red, which is not really going well with me. Jeez. You can really tell how red this thing gets, how hot it gets when the lead just lights up red. The whole piece of lead at the tip is now white. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. Whoa, I was not... Hold on. Whew. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it and you want me to do some more science experiments, then leave a like or a comment, and if you want to, you can share it with your friends, and if you really like the video, then you can even subscribe. So, thank you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.